Hey everybody, it's Chris and Tony back with another TigerSox review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet.
And a barking dog.
And a barking dog. You know, you gotta have some sort of ambiance to it. Now Tony had said, because we did so many of those foreign Christmas ales and winter ales, that he was about ready for something domestic, and I said, okay, then I'm not going to share this one that I originally intended. However, when I told him what this was, we decided that he actually did have to share this with me, and this is to my So I'm gonna apologize to my Slovak friends right now for how badly I'm all my Baltic friends. I apologize.
What's it pronounced?
Svytury. Svyturys from 1784. This is in fact a Scottish ale from Lithuanian. So if you want to get technical about this, this is a Baltic Scottish ale. And to me that just seemed crazy. Maybe it's not. Maybe,
It's crazy.
Maybe if I were in the Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, I'd find Scottish ale might be, what everybody drinks. I don't know. I've never been there. I can't intelligently say. But as an ugly American, it was actually very surprising to me to find out that a Baltic state, a former Soviet republic, is brewing Scottish ale. When I saw this at my European market for only $2.49 for this bottle, which is...
Good size bottle.
What are we looking at? Is this a 22? I don't know whether this is a bomber size or not. But I want to hand it to Tony and let's see if we can find up with that. But, $2.49 for an actual import beer and to help out a local merchant. Like I said, I like to try and keep the beers around $2, and in my humble opinion, at $2.49, it's still around $2. And,
500 milliliter.
500 milliliter.
Oh, here it is. 1 pint, 9 ounces.
Okay, so, what is that, 25 ounces? And it's a 5.6 ABV, so that's actually kind of low for a Scottish ale.
What makes me laugh, though, is I look at this bottle and I hear you, try to pronounce it, that this is the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet, yet you find these, beers that, no one else, what is that? Where'd that come from? There's not much blue collar about this, because I always think America.
Well,
I'm going to review
what's blue collar
Coors
about
Light,
it is the price tag. That's the thing.
Yes, I got that part. Keeping it, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. His slogan, which should be on a T-shirt. Maybe one day we can have T-shirts made up.
Actually, that would be kind of cool.
Questions, comments about that idea? What do you think? Write something. Voice your opinion. Anyway, I just think Blue Collar Beer Gourmet, you're you spin the wheel. Miller today, next week Bud, next week Coors, next week, Pabst, and then you're going to keep it, America. But no, this guy goes out and finds exotic, strange, foreign beers to...
Well, the thing is, I would not import a beer myself, but immigrant small business owners have got a store where they're importing beers, and so I got to, We're composed of immigrants, no matter what certain parties in this country would like to say, and I'm not going to get any more political than that. But the only reason my fat ass is here is because somebody got on a boat and came to the New World. And so, small business owners and immigrant small business owners like to help them out. And I'm just realizing by the width of the top of this, we may not be able to use our trademark pop the top opener. We may have to actually use a pry cap. So I'll just pull mine out of my pocket because I know from past experience sometimes this is really designed for domestic bottles. It's not designed for
the pop the top.
Well,
let me give it a whirl.
Give it a shot.
I want to
see if
say I tried.
Yeah. Oh, it did work. I'll be dipped.
It needs.
I was not expecting that.
It needs 2 or 3. There we go. It needs 2 or 3 goes, but we got it. And the cap, as we've all shown you in the past, is totally unharmed.
And would be good for a wall mount. Is there any actual artwork on that?
Old port ale.
Yeah.
In plain old English.
God, that looks... Honestly, I gotta say, to me, this looks like something I would expect from a UK beer.
That's what
doesn't it?
It does.
And doesn't that look like the top to a UK or an Aussie beer or New Zealand? Some one of Her Majesty's protectorates. I'll put it that way.
McGinnis and what's it called?
McGinnis and Gin. Yeah.
Kind of. I don't know. And the bottle, this reminds me of an old school Lowenbrow.
Michelob, honestly, is what I thought.
That's what I meant. The older.
As I stated before, Michelob is my go-to macro beer, and it does remind me of the bottles from the late 90s.
So here's one more quick look at it before we pour Scottish ale.
Scottish ale from Lithuania.
From Lithuania, my friends.
So let's see how our Baltic friends do in making a Scottish ale. And that's looking to be very, very dark, very brassy, or not brassy, but bronzy.
Yeah, bronze. Yeah. The head really built up very quickly on this. That's kind of cool. Carbonation sticking to the glass like little fish eggs.
Yeah, we got to call it. I would say medium low at best. But because it was a Scottish ale, we did opt for goblets. Naturally, remember the pint glass. It works if you got nothing else. Try to have at least a pint glass in your barware. Goblets are great though for things like Scottish ales, your higher ABVs. Although this is not a particularly high ABV, despite the fact that it's a Scottish ale.
Don't you wish you could just reach through the screen and take this beer?
Don't you wish?
Like Willy Wonka with
yeah, exactly.
Chocolate that travels through television. You could just reach in and take the beer from Tony.
I'm smelling clover. I'm smelling hay.
It's very flowery.
Yes, very flowery. I'm getting a little bit of lilac even.
Yeah, kind of. Smells like you're in like a greenhouse kind of fruit.
I smell oats, like when you first pour water onto oatmeal and you get that first oaty smell that comes up from the boiling water hitting those oats. Mm-hmm. I'm getting that smell.
I'm getting the sweetness to them.
Yeah,
because of the flower.
Yeah, between the clover sweet. And the lilac smell, I'm getting a sweet smell. Getting a little bit of caramel, just a little note of caramel, not a lot, but.
Yeah, these bubbles are really ferociously hanging on to the bottom of that.
They are.
I don't know if that's going to show up in the camera or not, but probably not. But oh, look at that! Look at that shot right there. Yeah, sorry to block your view, Chris.
That's all right. This is, as we said, very bronzy. It's not cloudy, but it's not clear either. So yeah, it's murky. It's
kind of murky.
Yeah, you can't, because like when I think of cloudy, I think of how you can kind of, if you turn it this way, you can see through it. I don't give a damn what way I turn this. I cannot see through this. So this is a very compact beer, clearly.
We also noticed on here that it says it was made with Cara red malt, and I might be killing the pronunciation of that.
That's the first I've heard it.
Cared. So I'm going to go with Cara red.
If you're familiar with malts, you want to tell us the correct pronunciation, or school us on that. And
school us, tell us how idiotic we sound right now. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And tell us about the Cara red or Cara red or however you say it, malt.
Yeah. We want to learn from you too.
This is keep conditions. Okay, so once again we don't have a brewed on or best by date or anything like that. But I do want to give a quick shout out once again to Max's European Market at Sahara and Durango, where I picked this up. They have recently decided to contribute some of their shelf space to beer, so you don't have to get a cold beer. You can get lukewarm beers that you will say maybe want to age. They've got quite a selection. They've increased their selection. So if you're looking for Mediterranean or Eastern European beers from former Soviet republics, beers from the Aegean region, Greek, Montenegro, Lebanon, that's where I've been getting those beers, is at Max's European Market. Right over by Mr. Bill's at Sahara and Durango.
I hope they see this video so they can pay you some kind of acknowledgement for your free plug there.
Exactly.
Like, here, have something.
So, as usual, we got to pay homage to the breweries that are on the glass here. Tony and I did make the trip to Mud Shark Brewery in Lake Havasu City,
Arizona.
Great brewery, great beers. And our old standard, the Creek.
You know I'm going to be holding the Creek
geeks.
glass.
You got to, give it up to the Creek.
That's our other identity, the Creek Geeks on
we should look for the Creek Geeks on Facebook and Twitter, actually. We keep it posted. You don't have to be from Las Vegas. You don't even have to have ever been to Tenaya Creek. If you say live up where I used to in Tacoma and you've had Tenaya Creek beers because they are available in that market in a can, and you think, I'd really like to check out Tenaya Creek sometime. Be a Creek Geek. Come join us.
Also, yes, please. And also just announce Tenaya Creek beers are now going to be available in the greater Los Angeles area, too.
That's right. Yeah, they just increased their distribution.
That was just announced within the last week.
So if you're a Los Angelino and you want to get down with the Creek Geeks,
give it a shot. Us out. Yeah, try the Creek's beer. I think you'll be impressed with it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here we go with our scottishale. I got banana like for a second, and now it's like gone. Maybe it's the glass.
I gotta say, this is a medium mouthfeel. I get a little bit, but what's the flavor I'm getting? I'm trying to...
It's a little too sweet for me, for a Scottish.
This is like no other Scottish ale I've had.
Yeah.
I've got to say, this must be a Baltic take on Scottish ales.
Maybe it's that particular malt we were talking about, the Crow Red malt.
That could be.
It's kind of tweaking it a little bit, but it's very flowery and sweet.
Yeah, this is... honestly, I gotta say, this is more like a sweet farm ale.
Yeah,
that's really what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's a good comparison
when
because you think of farm ale, you start
it's not
thinking more of the wheat and the yeast and the...
Yeah, and it's not as spicy, with full of breadths and whatnot like you get on a saison, but it is kind of like a farm ale. There's not a lot of carbonation to this. I mean, now that the bubbles have let go of the glass, there's no more bubbles going. It's not a lot of head on this.
When I think of a Scottish ale, though, my mind goes to something that's a little more malty, a little bit more, I would say, maybe a little tad more smoky.
Smoky. I'm not getting any smoke from this. That's the thing about Scottish ales.
I don't think I've ever had a Scottish ale that completely lacked a smoke element to it. This one does. I'm not getting any smoke, period.
I'm not going to say that I dislike this beer, but considering I was expecting a Scottish ale, I don't feel like I have a Scottish ale. Now, if it said this was a brown, possibly, or even an amber ale, I gotta wonder with this Cara Red malt if that isn't something that has been used in amber ales, because that's.
But if you're a fan of Scottish ales, I think that's kind of what you gravitate toward. Is it's the smokiness of the malt itself that's used. That's such a predominant, the backbone really of a Scottish ale is having.
I'm still gonna I like this, and I'm still gonna recommend it, but I'm gonna recommend it to amber drinkers. I'm not gonna recommend this to Scottish ale drinkers. If you're a Scottish ale aficionado, you're not gonna dig this that much.
Someone you'd hand this as like I wanted a Scottish ale. Like, why'd you hand me an amber ale? Then you could easily mistake this for that.
And also, another thing too is usually Scottish ales are just black.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's like a thin black where you can kind of see through it, it's still black. It's never this light in color. There's no smoke, and so like I said, I've got to say this is apparently a Baltic take on Scottish ales. I would actually be interested to find out whether a Scottish ale from, say, Latvia or Estonia turned out the same way, or if this is just a
Lithuania's take on. I mean, I guess this is how they interpret a Scottish ale to be. I don't hate it, but I'm certainly not.
Imperial Russian stouts were created to suit the tastes of Catherine the Great. I would think that I would think that a Scottish ale would have been, I'm just saying, you Russians, you make hearty beers, right? Yes. And this is kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, so, it's a little tame for a Scottish ale.
Yeah, and considering that every Baltic porter I've had has been, almost like a meal in itself.
Exactly.
You basically dip your bread in it and eat that for lunch. I'm just kind of surprised.
Yeah. So. It's definitely, like you said, the most bizarre color of a Scottish ale I've ever seen. It's almost like a burnt orange or burnt citrus peel to it, almost.
Well, I see we're closing in on
we
almost
have
14
15
minutes.
Seconds left.
So, as I said, I'm not going to recommend this to Scottish ale people, but if you are looking to try an imported beer and you're into amber ales, I would highly recommend this to you. If you want to, especially if you want to get, a Russian badge on Untapped.
It's all about the badge sometimes.
There you go.
Choke it down and I got a badge!
And this isn't a bad ale. It's just not what we were expecting for a Scottish ale.
I would score it. I'm gonna. Normally, I ask you. I'll go first. I think on Untapped, I can only manage a 3.
Yeah.
That's all. That's for me is average. Because usually, if I consider beer average, I'll go at least 3 1/4. But not this time. I'm gonna go 3. But anyway, at least we try new beer.
I'll probably somewhere in that too. So until next time. Drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. And when you get a good bottle, share it with a friend. Cheers, everybody.
Goodbye, all. See you soon.